Hi, welcome to AFTV. It's now time for player ratings. Lee, this one will be interesting. Our first defeat in the Europa League so far, and on top of that, we didn't score. We've been scoring all season, sometimes minimal goals, but we have been scoring. Today we didn't. We lost 2-0. Let's start with a surprising goal, actually. Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah, before we start about that, we just found out the shocking news about Pablo Mari.
Yeah.
Been stabbed in
Italy, I believe.
in a shopping centre, a shopping mall or something like, you know. So listen, we
hope he's all right.
From all of us Arsenal fans, we wish him well and his family and everything like that. So big up to Pablo.
Mari, yeah, I hope you listen, get back and recover. Well, that's awful news that we just found out. Okay, so Aaron Ramsdale for you, Taylor.
Well, shocked that he was started, but obviously something must have been wrong with Turner. I understand he was injured, but you know, maybe he came in under-prepared because, you know, he was poor. 4 out of 10 for me. But listen, if he's going to make a mistake, let him make it in this one and not on Sunday in the Premier League game. So yeah, I thought he was a little bit erratic. You know,
that missed punch was a big one.
Unbelievable. But listen. Goalkeepers make mistakes and he's made one today, and that's the end of it.
Made a good point. At least it's here and not in when it matters in the Premier League. Let's go to right back, Tomiyasu.
Probably his worst game of the season, if I'll be honest. Tomiyasu, I didn't think he played really well. Didn't really do much going forward. Defended okay, you know, but you could say we caught him offside on a few occasions, so he done that, kept the line well. But for me, 5 out of 10. 5
out of 10. Okay, let's go into the centre back pair and let's start with Rob Holding.
Yeah, again, didn't really do much good, didn't do much bad. I thought probably, you know, wasn't that bad, so 6 out of 10.
Okay. William Saliba, Lee.
Worst performance I've seen him play for Arsenal. Looked shaky. Don't know why. Maybe again, probably because the intensity wasn't there in the game. I don't know. Listen, he's got a pass. He can always have 1 or 2 bad games a season, and hopefully that's one of them there. Like, you know, so 5 out of 10 for me.
Okay. Kieran Tierney.
Struggled.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that. He looks like, you know, didn't do nothing going forward, didn't do nothing defensively,
which is odd from him. Very odd from him, because you said about going forward, he wasn't really, causing much problems to the PSV.
Just summed up the whole team, really, if I'll be honest. You know, but when you're fighting for your place at left back and you're up against it, you're not in the team. You need to perform a little bit better than that, and he didn't. So 5 out of 10. Yeah,
Sambi Lokonga in that midfield for you, Lee.
We were talking about him, like, you know, he doesn't do anything bad,
yes,
but he doesn't do anything. He's just safe in everything that he does, but he doesn't really contribute doing anything going forward, and that's the problem. He doesn't take a game by the. I don't really know what he does.
Yeah, I was going to say though, because for a defensive midfielder, that's kind of what you want to hear. Though they don't really do too much glamorous stuff, but they do the dirty work. So what is the difference between obviously hit the dropper from him and Partey?
Well, like, you know, because he just hasn't got that Partey killer pass and things like that. You know, I watched him today. His touch is erratic at times. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. He's just not performing to where he wants to, and he's probably frustrated as much as we are with him at this moment in time. Like, but you know, when you come in and you're trying to make an impression in a team, you have to perform. I know it's difficult, but that's what you have to do. He didn't do it, I'm afraid. 5 out of 10.
Okay, Granit Xhaka, Lee.
Well, that's Granit's worst game. I've got to say that. He done some good things, but give the ball away a lot tonight. Didn't have a lot of movement in front of him, I'll be honest. You know what I mean? So options are limited when you haven't got that movement in front of you. But it wasn't his best performance today. 5 out of 10. Yeah,
especially when our standards now for Granit Xhaka are so much higher. Let's go to Martin Odegaard, who we saw be subbed off.
Shocker. Absolute shocker. Didn't do anything. Didn't look very good going forward. Didn't create anything. Kept giving the ball away. Wasn't it? Normally when you look at him when he's loses the ball or we're out of possession, he's hunting down like a tiger. But today he wasn't there for whatever reason. I'm getting a little bit worried about him now, because I think that's about the 5th consecutive game that he's been taken off. He's captain, and he's being taken off all the time. I don't know why. Listen, he still creates every now and then. He's got creating chances, but ultimately, like on Sunday, they didn't take him. So you look at him there. I thought it was a poor performance from him today, and 4 out of 10 for me.
See, is he one of those key players that we need to have a good game for his Arsenal side to tick? I know a lot of people talk about key players that, you know, get this Arsenal team working? Is he one of them, especially being captain?
Yeah, of course. I think that he is. I think he is a key player to us. Look, you know, I'm a big fan of Odegaard, by the way. You know what I mean? I like him, but ultimately he's there to supply. He's there to play in between the lines, and he's one of those players that has to get Arsenal on the front foot.
Yeah.
He didn't do that today. Like, you know, again, he'll look at it and go, well, I didn't get much movement up front. But, you know, he was one of our poorer players and deservedly got hooked 4 out of 10.
Okay, let's go to Fabio Vieira, Lee.
No, Fabio, listen, I was talking about him there. Fantastic touches today. As a fan, watching him play today, pinging the ball around, you think, wow, it's great to watch. But what was the end product? There wasn't really an end product, so I have to say that, like, you know. So when you've got no end product and you've not done this and done that, you kind of like forget what he's done. When I look at it, great touch. I think he's going to be a player. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that.
Which is contrasting to when we saw him obviously come on against Southampton.
Yeah, again, but when you play and when you start, flicks and touches and all that are all great, but you've got to have end product. Wasn't none there for me tonight. Probably the best player in the team, if I'll be honest, today, and he's only going to get a 6. So that just shows you how poor it is.
Says it all. Let's go to Bukayo Saka. Oh, that's no, Martinelli, sorry.
Yeah, well, did he play?
That's why I got confused.
I'm unbelievable. I'm a metal.
And we don't have to say that. We're big fans of Martinelli.
We are big fans of Martinelli, but he was anonymous from start to finish. He was poor. Had a good chance in the first half. I don't know if it was offside, but just didn't look at the races. You know, and that's a worry. I'm going to go back to Bodo when we see him at Bodo. He had a bandage around his calf that time. I haven't seen him play well since, you know, so doesn't bode well. So for me, I got that in well, didn't I? I done well there.
I'll give you props for that one.
Yeah, thank you very much. Didn't bode well that one, for the people that didn't get it. But yeah, so
doesn't work. We'd have to explain it. But go on.
Yeah, 4 out of 10 for me.
4 out of 10. All right, let's go into the striker, Eddie Nketiah.
Oh, yeah, you know. Poor performance from Eddie. He has got to, when he gets chances, he has got to perform better than that. And he missed a very, very good chance. But I was talking to Julian on the way down to get some headache tablets from him, because he's got a headache, by the way.
I've got a headache with him.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've all got headaches with him, but there you go. Like, we go home tomorrow. But no, on a serious note, he didn't take his chance, but his hold-up players got to be better and all that. Like, you know, when Jesus come on, he looked like he had a little bit more about him and all that, you know. And you look at him and going, well, that's what you need to do, Eddie. Every time the ball went up there, it broke down. And then when you look at players like Vieira or Odegaard or Partey, they're going to be looking and going, well, my performance ain't well, because every time I knock it into you, you're losing the ball. You've got to be able to hold up the ball. You've got to be stronger. It was a very, very poor performance from me, like 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Okay, let's go to the subs. 5 subs came on today. One of the players that I mentioned who I thought did start, but he didn't. Bukayo Saka.
He done all right when he come on. Like, didn't get the protection, but he did look like he could take a player on. He looked a bit sharper for us, but again, no real end product. 5 out of 10 for me. 5
out of 10. We saw Ben White make a feature today as well.
Ben, what he done okay. 5 out of 10. Didn't went on long enough. Like, you know, looked a little bit better defensively when he come on, like, went to a back three. I have to say, we was all over the place at that stage, like, you know, so it's a little bit harsh on those subs, him and Gabriel, if I'll be honest, but, you know, 5 out of 10.
Gabriel Magalhaes
didn't really do nothing when he come on, same as Ben White, really. 5 out of 10.
There was a fan that I spoke with, and it was on the fan roundup, and he said we saw Gabriel Magalhaes limping onto the coach. So that's something we might have to you might have to worry about, and we have to look into, because that's not a good sign. We don't want to see players pick up injuries, especially here. Well,
you know, I mean, might have got a kick at the end there or something, like, you know. So listen, you know, we go on to Mikel at the moment, like, you know what I mean, throwing our main players on at the end there on a lost cause.
Yeah, he threw everything at it.
Yeah, which is a bit worrying, if I'll be honest, but hopefully he'll be okay. But again, 5 out of 10 for him.
Let's go to Thomas Partey.
Didn't do a lot when he come on, if I'll be honest, you know. Didn't change the game, didn't affect it anyway, like, you know. I think that he is one of our better players when obviously his performances dip. I think the team dips, but didn't do a lot today. 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. And Gabriel Jesus to finish off.
He looked lively. He looked lively when he come on, but snatching at chances, had a chance to have a shot and kept trying to dribble and then got blocked out. 5 out of 10. But he did look lively, and but didn't do enough really.
Yeah. Let's go to the referee then for your score. Obviously the referee, I'm going to keep it separate to VAR because I don't know what you did with those wires when I was in the stadium the other day, but VAR helped us out a lot today.
Yeah, instead of pulling them out, I should have put them in, shouldn't I? Like, you know what I mean? So, no, listen, it did help us out today. I didn't think the ref was that bad. There was a couple of...
the Kyle one was outrageous.
Tackle, yeah, and actually they went on to score from that.
Yeah.
It should have been a free kick our way, like, you know. So 7 out of 10. I didn't think he was that bad, you know. Just missed a couple. You know, VAR is nothing to do with him, like, you know. So 7 out of 10.
Okay, let's go to the manager, Mikel Arteta's first loss in this competition.
Well, it's probably his worst day so far as an Arsenal manager this season.
Yep.
I think that team selection baffled me a little bit, like when you go so strong. See, the problem I've got with Mikel today is if he goes strong, he lets himself in for the defeat and the criticism going for it. If he'd have gone in with a slightly weaker side today and we lost, people again would have gone, oh well, we're weak. We didn't, you know, you could see why he wanted to do
Save
this
it
and
for
that.
Sunday,
Save it for Sunday, whatever like that. He didn't. He went sort of strong and was let down. You know, and the substitutions and things like that. He was, you know, chucking players on. We went 1-0 down and he tried to change it 2-0 down. It just wasn't to be, like, you know. He'll look back on that and go, you know, it's a 5 out of 10 for me, like, you know, and if they lose on Sunday, then it's a 1 out of 10 because that was, you know, that could affect things.
Does it feel like it's? Does it feel like it's dipping massively? This energy that we had from the start of the season.
I think that there's something in that we played all these games. I also think continuity, keep changing players one week out, has not helped. You know, like,
was that not how you manage the fixture?
Yeah, it does if you're doing well, but you're never going to get, if you like 5 or 6 changes, you're never ever going to get that same constant. You know that, I know that, and probably most people do. That what the first team get. Look how well they played in the first half against Southampton. You know, when they've got all the players, they all know what they're doing. It's difficult, but that's what every club, top club, has to do. Now, he didn't negotiate this last season, so again, this is a learning curve for him. Like, you know, he needs to get it right. Today, far from it, you know what I mean? Like, I look at it today, we was virtually full strength at the end there, and then you're looking at chasing a game for 2-0, never got back into it, maybe could have picked up a few injuries, you know, kamikaze managing really, if I'll be honest, like, you know what I mean? So,
what do you give him?
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. Okay, and then finish up quickly. The fans travelled all this way, stuck in that corner, up high. We're behind the double netting.
I've got to say, the atmosphere of the fans was electric. You know what I mean? Like, they kept it going. Considering it was a non-first half, wasn't a great performance. You can't fault the fans for that. Like, you know, absolutely outstanding. 10 out of 10 for them.
10 out of 10. Let us know your ratings in the comments below. Like the video if you like the video, and we'll see you again this Sunday. Take care.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.